Monday, February 2nd, 2026, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. Well, the gold and silver smash continue, but it's not only gold and silver. We're seeing the stock markets drop significantly. Is there a crisis looming that we don't know about? Is something going on behind the scenes? I don't know. But one thing's for sure, the fundamentals for gold and silver and for the whole monetary system haven't changed. And we've also seen over the weekend that China basically declared war on the dollar as a major reserve currency. And we're going to look at that today. Yes, I've said many times before, and I will repeat, hold on to your gold and silver for dear life. And by that, I don't mean your futures positions or ETFs or anything like that. But by that, I mean your physical holdings that act as insurance, that act as your savings. And don't forget that in the 21st century, on average, gold is returned 10% per annum in the major currencies of the world. I think in the dollar it's around 10%. In the pound is around 11%. And that's what you have to keep in mind. You can't let the bankers and the governments and the regulators shake you off your gold. Yes, that's what they want. They want you off your gold, the bankers. They're not honest people. I mean, a lot's coming out now about the file, right? About that famous guy that knew everyone, right? And we're seeing how the bankers were involved, even with that kind of activity. I'm not going to go deeper into that, but what I'm trying to say, do you really trust these people to keep your holdings, your savings that you've built over your life? Do you really expect them to keep it safe and safeguarded in an honorable fashion? I don't think so, and that's why there's only one honorable or two honorable kinds of money, and those are physical gold and silver, and you have to try to keep them close to you as much as possible. Of course, you might want to keep it in a private depository, not with a bank, of course, and keep it safe. Have a look at Dirty Men Safe as well. That's another option that we have. It's a way to safeguard your valuables, and there's a link below in the description for it. But anyway, yeah, China has declared war on the dollar, and we're going to look at that. And then we're going to look at what's going on in gold and silver and the rest of the market and what I think this is all about, really. So it came out yesterday in the FT. Xi Jinping calls for China's renminbi to attain global reserve currency status. Latest commentary details ambitions for powerful currency to play a greater role in trade and forex. And I have to say, there's a guy online, and most of you know him, and I used to follow him when he was in prison. About 20 years ago, he used to write some good stuff on Scribd about gold, about cycles, but now I'm afraid he's on the side of the bankers, and that's Martin Armstrong. He seems to think that treasuries and the dollar are the only thing that will keep that foreigners will want to keep as reserves. He seems to forget gold. That gold really is the ultimate store of value. It's the ultimate monetary reserve. You can actually extinguish debt with gold. You can't extinguish debt with treasuries, Mr. Armstrong. So, yeah, Mr. Armstrong is downplaying this Chinese announcement. Well, I think China has a lot more gold than they let on, the 2,300 tons. It's more like in the 30,000s, right? And I think the yuan will give the dollar a run for its money, so to speak. And I think it's one of the reasons why they're so worried, the bankers on Wall Street, the Federal Reserve, and the people at the Treasury. And that's why they've raided the price of gold. It's not a real market, really, the COMEX paper market or the over-the-counter market, because they knew China was going to announce this. So let's go through it. It says, Xi Jinping has called for the renminbi to become a global reserve currency in some of his clearest comments on his ambitions for China's currency as Beijing seeks to play a greater role in the international monetary system. In commentary published on Saturday, so this Saturday, in Qiushi, the ruling Communist Party's flagship ideology journal, China's president said the country needed to build a powerful currency that could be widely used in international trades, investment in foreign exchange markets, and attain reserve currency status. Well, and that's why they've been buying so much gold, because they know that a proper reserve currency, and the Americans knew that up until August 15th, 1971, right? A proper reserve currency is one that is almost as well, it's as good as gold, right? And that's why you need the gold reserves. What we've had since 1971 is a sham, and we're on the last legs of this sham, and you'd be making a huge mistake getting rid of your gold and silver right now. If anything, I'd be going out and getting more, and I'm going to try to get some more, depending on my fiat reserves conditions. But anyway, it says China's leadership has long sought to promote the internationalization of the renminbi, but the comments marked Xi's clearest definition yet of his goal of a strong currency, as well as the broader financial foundations Beijing will need to build to support it. The interesting thing is that this FT article never mentions gold, because you know that the FT is totally anti-gold. I told you about it, didn't I, many times. This is an editorial from 2004 where they say the pointlessness of holding bullion continues to sink in, right? But China didn't read this. The people in China didn't read this and think, yeah, we got to follow what the FT is saying. We got to get rid of our gold and buy euros, dollars, and pounds, right? Good for the Chinese, they didn't do that. So this is what it's all about right now. It's a war between the dollar, the fiat dollar, and the emergent gold-backed yuan. And I suspect part of what we're seeing in these markets now, this total fabrication of market price action on Crimex, really. That's what the COMEX is. It's a crime scene, right? They only follow their rules when the market is going against them, right? They'll shut trading if gold or silver go up 10%, but when it goes down more than 10%, they'll just keep the market going. And the bankers throw more paper at it. That's what you need to understand. What's happening on COMEX, and also the over-the-counter market, or the swap market, is that the bankers are writing trillions upon trillions of paper promises for gold and silver that doesn't exist. So Dario from Hong Kong, he's an Italian based in Hong Kong, he commented overnight, and I'm talking here Monday, February 2nd, 7:24 a.m. in London, but he commented a few hours ago that, and he said on X, incredibly obvious. Whatever is going on behind closed doors must be truly big. Silver remains in backwardation, which means there's a shortage of physical, and all these shorts will have to make delivery. Banksters are playing a very dangerous game this time, yes. So what does backwardation mean? Well, it means that the spot price is trading higher than the futures price or very close to it. Usually in a futures market like gold and silver, the future trades higher because there's the cost of carry added onto it, the cost of storage. But if the spot price is higher than the futures, it means that people want the physical now because they don't trust the contract going forward for people to deliver. So that's what's going on in silver. And yeah, so let's have a quick look at the markets right now, see what's going on. Well, as I said, it's around 7:30 a.m. London time. We've got spot gold at 4,570. Yes, it's down 320. I'm not concerned. As I said to you before, what's the alternative? Get rid of your gold and silver and park it with the banks, with the bankers. I don't think so, at least not for me. You might trust them. Go ahead. Anyway, yeah, so the high overnight has been 48.94. So I think we closed around 48.88 on Friday. So it didn't really do that well. It made a slight new high and then it came right back down. So the low overnight is 44.01. Silver, well, that's down 12% and it's still trading. So it looks like the criminals on COMEX haven't really triggered the circuit breakers because we're down more than 10%. Maybe they have, I don't know, but the market's still trading here on my system. So right now, silver's at 75.20, down 11.8%. The low's been 71.28, and it's an interesting low because that was pretty much the close of silver last year. Yeah, I've got the numbers here. The close for silver, spot silver, was 71.64. So interesting, right? Well, the high overnight was 88. So there's still a lot going on. Some people think this could be signaling a major liquidity crisis, a major stock market, financial system crash, and yeah, and that's why gold and silver are coming off. We've got the platinum, palladium, copper, everything coming off. We've got the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ are down about 1% or so. Yeah, that is possible. And there's also talk that the new nominee, Trump's nominee for Fed Chairman, Kevin Warsh, is going to be the new Paul Volcker. And he's going to put order and bring back a sound dollar and unwind the balance sheet. But I can tell you if he did that, once he comes in end of May, beginning of June, the economy would collapse. And Trump, at the midterms, the Republicans would be out. Yeah, out like a shot, really. And Trump and the Republicans would probably lose in 2028 as well. This is a silly narrative about Kevin Warsh, in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it's all part of this manipulation, trying to scare people off their gold and silver. But I think this time it's not like 1980 where the major gold and silver market was in the US on COMEX and they could manipulate things. This time around, the whole world is trading gold and silver elsewhere. And I think, unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, COMEX and the LBMA will be like regional unimportant markets very soon, because Shanghai is going to take over. Yeah, and I've seen stories about Chinese people losing money with a gold scheme, but that's got nothing to do with the major Shanghai Gold Exchange. Yes, there are problems everywhere, not just in China, with retail people getting scammed by bad actors. But overall, yeah, and why are the precious metals market migrating east? Well, because we have a dishonest market that you can't really trust. You have bankers that when you go and buy their contracts on COMEX and ask for delivery, get angry at you and tell you to stop doing it, and then throw a tantrum like they have in the last few days to pretend that, the price isn't going up, right? To paint the tape. That's what they're doing. It's a crime scene, really, a financial crime scene. But do you really expect the U.S. government, the regulators, the Federal Reserve to investigate this? Well, I don't. Don't hold your breath. If it wasn't for Thomas Massie, we wouldn't be seeing these files that are coming out. And what happened vis-a-vis these files is a lot worse than price manipulation, right? It's to do with children, and that's disgusting. So that's the kind of people that are in charge, unfortunately, not just in the US, but also here in the UK. So wake up, wake up, and look after your family, look after yourself, and protect your assets. Yes, and by that I mean physical gold and silver. Don't let them shake you off the bull. The debt's still there. The deficit spending's still there. The wars are still going on. Yes, the big, beautiful bill is running deficits until I don't know when. Keep that in perspective, I would say. And with that, I'm going to wish you all a very good day and a great start to the week. Take care. Bye.